Canada a land of mixed races where we all live together in peace. No other country is as diverse, as multicultural, as accepting of others as we are. Immigrants come to Canada from countries all over the world, each different and unique. One of these countries is India.
जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे.
Indian immigrants first arrived in Canada in 1903. They are mostly Sikh men from farming backgrounds looking to find jobs. By 1908, there were already 5,000 of them. The first Sikh temple was built in 1908 in Abbotsford, British Columbia. These Indian immigrants faced lots of problems in Canada. In addition to discrimination and suspicion against them, they also didn't get the same rights and privileges as other Canadians, such as the right to participate in politics. In 1908, the continuous ticketing legislation was passed to stall South Asian immigration. This legislation prohibited the landing of immigrants that did not arrive in Canada to direct passage from their countries of origin. Before the invention of air travel, this was very difficult. The continuous ticketing legislation was challenged through court challenges and protests, to no appeal. In 1914, the legislation was challenged by the arrival of the Komagata Maru ship. The ship arrived in Vancouver with hundreds of people, mostly from British India or Punjab, looking to immigrate to Canada. After 2 months in harbor, it was turned down and sent back. Anti-South Asian immigration policies like this stood in place until 1947. They were then lifted, finally allowing Indian immigrants to vote and get involved in politics. Immigration quotas continued to limit the number of South Asian immigrants until 1967, when they were lifted and replaced with the point system we still use today. This sparked a wave of South Asian immigration from the 1970s onwards. Since the point system judges possible immigrants on skill rather than race and ethnicity, most Indian immigrants were doctors, professors, or scientists. They came mostly to Toronto and Vancouver, arranging themselves in patterns according to specific languages, religions, and the regions of India that they came from. Over the years, the number of Indian immigrants increased by over 20 times. There are now around 30,000 Indian immigrants living in Canada. Indian immigrants have accomplished a lot in Canada and have reached many milestones. In 1986, Mo Sahota was the first Indian immigrant to be elected to Parliament. In 1987, Murad Valshi became the first Indian MPP, Member of Provincial Parliament, representing the Liberal Party in the riding of Don Mills in Toronto. By 1993, 3 Indian men were elected into the House of Commons in Ottawa.
वक्त में भी हम न खोए हौसला मिलके साथ चलने का यूं कर ले फैसला हम जो चूमे तो मिलता जोश है बस तेरी ही खातिर चाहिए सरफरोश है जीत का जश्न हम मनाएंगे आसमां तिरंगा सजाना आज है शान से सभी को बताएंगे जीत लेंगे ये सारा जहां झुके मेरे आगे सर तेरी गोद मेरा घर है तुझे सलाम इंडिया झुके मेरे आगे सर तेरी गोद मेरा घर है तुझे सलाम इंडिया सिखाता है, हिम्मतें बढ़ाता है। तू घर से गिर के ना तू रुकना बेवजह, तेरा ये वतन कर कुछ भी जतन, तू चाहो भी ये जिद उतारे, डर को डरा के रखो में फतेह का जोश जगा। अर्श की उड़ाने लगानी है इन हवाओं कजरा सियाही दिन रंग जाए, तेरी कस्तूरी रैन जगाए। मन मस्त मगन बस तेरा नाम दोहराए। मन मस्त मगन बस तेरा नाम दोहराए। चाहे भी तो भूल न पाए। मन मस्त मगन बस